All right, so I finished What If season two, and it was solid. It was solid. I'm gonna talk about it obviously. So like overall, I think it was decent, but I like have like some complaints. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna go over the good first. The good is like again, like I said, overall is decent. But in reality, it's a 9 episode show. But in reality, I really like 4 episodes. Like the first 2 episodes were okay. They were okay. It was like a good beginning of the season. The third episode is like straight trash. It's like a if Happy Saved Christmas became like a discount Hulk. It was really lame. I hated it. But episodes like 4 through 7, those were actually pretty solid episodes. Like they were like back to back good stuff. Like the fourth one was like Tony Stark on Sakaar. Episode 5, they brought back Captain Carter, which I didn't mind too much. Like I prefer, they went to the original formula of every new episode you get like a good a new what if scenario. But they brought back Captain Carter for episode 5. But it was kind of like what episode they did like kind of a Civil War meets what's the soldier type deal with her story. Like she was like finding Steve as like like this Hydra bus or whatever. It was a cool story. Nonetheless, I liked it. It was cool. Then notes. Episode 6 had they brought this new character called Kahari. That was a really dope episode. Like it was actually fantastic. I like that too. Then episode 7, they kind of switched the script almost with the Thor movie, except it was with Hela, and like she had to learn mercy, whatever. Like all 4 of these episodes were great, and I liked them. But then like 8, 9 were kind of and that's where my real complaints start with. I even have some complaints with episode 7 too. So the biggest complaint I have really is like us bringing back Captain Carter so many times. I feel like bringing her back for episode 5 for like a part 2 of her episode was great, but then they used her again as a main character for episode 8, and then again for the finale. So she had like 3 episodes in total this entire season. But like the whole point of the show is like I want cool what ifs. I want seeing new things, and like the season delivered for like the first half, but then middle of it, episode 5 they brought her back. Then episode 8, 9 they did it again with her, bringing her back again, just the same character. I'm like, you know what? I prefer let's use someone else. This could have been a cool story with someone else, but they wanted to use her again. And the thing is though, that's not too bad, but then at the same time, they like made her like extremely busted in the end. So spoiler alert. It's like the big bad near the end of the season is Doctor Strange, right? The Doctor Strange from season 1, Supreme Doctor Strange, whatever. So he has like this multiversal plan to like bring his universe back, and like ending up giving Captain Carter like the Infinity Stones, like Hela's helmet, like all this. So they were just like having fun with action figures at this point. You know what I mean? Like they just gave her like a bunch of cool stuff, and like it was kind of cool, but then kind of Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean? Like you bring her back, then you make her like this extremely overpowered character. I'm just like, I'm kind of out of. You know what I mean? Like I would prefer you like do something else. Like they had Kahori, for example. They brought her into the show. She helped fight Doctor Strange off. I think that was a good idea. They made her pretty strong in her episode. I feel like they could have used her and someone new. You know what I mean? I feel like bringing Captain Carter back just to fight this big bad, it felt a bit much. You know what I mean? I said a lot, but I feel like they could have done something better. Like they could have used the season to build up new heroes or whatnot to fight this Supreme Doctor Strange. But then again, at that point, I just feel like a copy paste season 1. Because the way season 1 worked was each episode they showed a cool what if. Then in the end, they used like all the characters from those what ifs to fight the big bad in the end, who was Ultron. Then this season they had like a new episode for what if, but instead of having like all the characters come back, they just used Captain Carter again, and this new character Kahari. So like it was weird. I feel like they could have done something else. I don't know what I wish I could offer a solution, but I really feel like the only solution they could have done was just not have a big bad at the end like they did last time. I feel like just avoiding that entirely. Just have like this be like an episodic show of just this really connected at all, because it's supposed to be a multiversal show of what ifs. So I feel like trying to make it all connected in the end just takes me out of it. Because season 1, it was cool. It was cool. Okay, let's bring these characters together, fight this Ultron character, but now let's enjoy the one of just the one-off episodes, just seeing cool stuff. I feel like that's what they should have focused on instead of trying to catch the big bad once again. With Doctor Strange, I feel like that was just it felt forced. Because like in the end, it's a season 1. Doctor Strange had his whole character arc. He realized, okay, I gotta let some things go. I gotta, what's the word? Pay his debts, because like he destroyed his universe trying to bring back his girlfriend. Didn't work out. Now he's taking care of the universe, making sure Ultron to Killmonger don't, destroy the universe or whatnot. So I like that, but then they make him revert back to wanting to bring back his girl. It's just like it made no sense. They could just left him alone, just instead of trying to have a big, cool ultimate fight. They could have just had it so maybe like the last eight episode 8 9. They could just had a new what if new characters something else cool instead of a big bad. I kept saying they had this big bad thing, but I feel like it almost was a copy paste, but they just speed run. You know what I mean? They just let me get the two fresh new characters or one fresh character and a character that people like. Bring those two together to fight off Doctor Strange. I'm kind of yapping at this point, but I feel like you guys are getting the point. They shouldn't have done that. And I feel like also, I think they originally wanted to push Captain Carter because I feel like people kind of felt upset that she kind of got one-shotted in, what was that movie? The Doctor Strange movie, Multiverse of Madness. Like she got on screen, then she just immediately got killed off. You know what I mean? It was kind of sucky, but then, season 2 of What If, I feel like they want to like show how cool she is. I think people already knew how cool she was with the first season, so I feel like, bringing her back, I feel like is a bit unnecessary, but her second episode was good for episode 5. The point is, they could have done a bit better, just focusing on the one-off stuff instead of making it brain fart, making it a copy paste this first season. Those are my thoughts. Kind of rambled up a bit, but I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. Hopefully season 3 is a bit better than they say, focused on episodic not episode, but like one-off shows of what ifs. Like just focus. Okay, here's this cool character. What if this happened? Boom, we're done. Next is not connected. There's no need for everything to be connected. I feel like they need to focus on that part. That's what makes this show fun because everything's not connected. It's more of a I watch this, I can enjoy it. I don't have to wait for a cool big season finale. You know what I mean? They don't need to do that. They have a cool concept. They can just run with that. For a very long time. So if they're watching this, hopefully they hear my message and hear my passion or whatever. But yeah, until next time, guys.